Have you ever wondered why a bee can sting you once and then die because of it? It sounds like the worst design in nature. A tiny insect uses its weapon, and the weapon destroys its own body. But here is the strange part. The bee is not making a mistake. The sting is designed to keep working even after the bee flies away. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this tiny stinger is one of nature's most brutal. First, here's the twist. Not every bee dies after stinging, and wasps can often sting again and again. The death problem mostly happens with worker honeybees when they sting thick skin, like human or animal skin. Their stinger is not smooth. It has tiny backward-facing barbs, almost like a miniature fishing hook. Once it goes in, pulling it back out becomes the real problem. A honeybee's stinger is not just a tiny needle. It is more like a tiny machine. It has sharp parts that move, grab, and pull deeper into the skin. The barbs help the stinger stay locked in place. That makes the sting more effective, but it also creates a deadly trap for the bee. The weapon works too well. When the bee stings, the barbed stinger enters the skin and anchors itself. The bee tries to fly away, but the stinger does not come with it. Instead, the stinger stays behind. And because it is connected to the bee's abdomen, part of the bee's body is torn away. That damage is usually fatal. But the creepiest part is this. The stinger can keep working after the bee is gone. Tiny muscles attached to the stinger can continue moving, pushing the stinger deeper and helping release more venom. So the bee loses its life, but the defense system keeps doing its job. It is almost like nature built a weapon with an automatic mode. So why would this exist? Because a honeybee is not only protecting itself, it is protecting the colony. A single worker bee may die, but the hive can survive. If a large animal attacks the hive, one sting is not meant to win a fight alone. It is meant to hurt, warn, and help drive the threat away. A honeybee colony works almost like one giant living system. Worker bees are not acting like lonely animals. Their job is to collect food, care for the hive, and defend it when needed. From the colony's point of view, losing one worker can be worth it if it protects thousands of bees, the queen, and the future of the hive. Here's another surprising detail. The bee does not always die because it stings. The deadly problem happens when the stinger gets stuck in thick, elastic skin. Against some smaller insects, the bee may be able to pull the stinger back out. But against mammals, the barbs lock in too strongly. The bee escapes, but the stinger stays behind. If a honeybee stings you, you may see a tiny dark stinger left in the skin. The important idea is to remove it quickly and carefully. Many first aid guides recommend scraping it away rather than squeezing the venom sac. And if someone has trouble breathing, swelling in the throat, dizziness, or a severe allergic reaction, that is an emergency and they need medical help immediately. So the reason a honeybee dies after stinging is not because nature made a useless mistake. It is because the stinger is built like a barbed weapon. It locks into thick skin, tears away from the bee's body, and keeps delivering venom even after the bee leaves. For the individual bee, it is a final move, but for the colony, it can be a powerful defense. A tiny insect gives up everything to protect the hive, and that makes one simple bee sting much more dramatic than it looks.